Do you really need a drink to feel like yourself in a social setting? Or have you just never had the chance to meet the real you? Because for a long time, I thought I needed alcohol to be confident, to be funny, to be that kind of cheeky, clown-like version of me that people liked. I was scared that without drinking, I wouldn't know how to connect with anyone. But what if confidence that you think is given to you by alcohol was actually yours all along, and it's just hidden behind a lie? Let's be honest, social situations can feel intense. Whether it's a night at the pub, a birthday, or meeting a new group of mates, there's often this kind of low hum of pressure. Will I be fun enough, likeable enough? Will I know what to say? And for a long time, I didn't just drink when I got to the pub, I drank before. Because even the lead up to going out would make me feel slightly anxious. So I'd have a couple of drinks just to arrive feeling like I could talk and loosen up. And I know I'm not alone in that. The drinker in us believes that alcohol unlocks that social self. It sees alcohol as like a liquid key to confidence, to being that person who's loud and funny, magnetic. But here's the thing, right? There was a study done where people were in a pub setting. They were made to wait a deliberately long time for their drinks. Now, while they're waiting, everyone was bored, a bit tense, and there wasn't much conversation happening. Then the drinks arrive, and suddenly everyone became outgoing, talkative, and this is before the alcohol had even entered their bloodstream, before it could have possibly done anything biological. That shift wasn't caused by alcohol, it was caused by expectation, essentially permission. People waiting to be told by themselves, it's okay, you can now be the fun version of yourself. That's the illusion that the drinker falls for. It's that confidence somehow needs like a chemical, that connection needs a signal from the outside for you to allow yourself to do it. But the observer, the one that can zoom out, starts to catch on, and they notice that confident version of you after a drink. It often comes with louder volume, but not necessarily more real connection. Maybe there's more jokes, but less memory of or control over what you said. Maybe more energy, but more self-doubt the next morning. When we zoom out into the third person, we start to see that loop. Drink to feel confident, miss the opportunity to meet your true self, wake up less sure of who you are, and then drink again next time to chase the version of yourself that only shows up when you're not fully present. It's not confidence, it's an identity trap. And it's one that leaves you more disconnected from your true self every time you do it. When I quit drinking, I honestly believed that I would lose that playful side of myself, the silly, cheeky, slightly clownish version of me that people liked. And for a while, I did lose him. Or at least it felt like that. Because in early sobriety, I didn't know how to be that person without alcohol giving me the permission to do it. I'd sit in social situations feeling a bit quiet and maybe a bit unsure. Not because I had nothing to say, but because I hadn't rebuilt that trust in myself yet. But over time, like little by little, it started to return. And one day I noticed like I'd pull a silly face. Another day I'd make someone laugh with a silly joke. And then one day, I guess you just realise that you're just being yourself again. I was me again. But this time it felt different. It feels more kind of rooted and more grounded. It's like a more solidified version of myself. It's more real. Because I'm no longer performing that version of myself. I'm living it from the inside out. Well, that's what I call trucid. Trucid is a word I made up, blending lucid and true. If you want to learn more about that, you can watch my emotional vocabulary video, which should be popping somewhere up on the screen. But the truth is, alcohol didn't give me confidence. It just let me ignore the fear for long enough to be able to fake it. But faking it comes at a cost. You forget what the real thing feels like, and over time you trust yourself less and less to be able to show up as you are. Real confidence doesn't make you louder, it makes you clearer. It's not in your drink, it's in your breath, in your body, in your presence, in your ability to show up exactly as you are and know that that's enough. Each time we drink to be social, we abandon the true version of ourselves. So maybe the question isn't, can I still be fun without alcohol? Maybe it's, what happens when I stop performing and start returning to myself? Because confidence isn't something you can pour into your body. It's something you uncover and that you build over time. Now, this video is part of a series where I'm going to be breaking down the top 10 most common reasons that people drink and showing the truth behind the illusion. I've already done one on drinking to relax, so that should be popping up somewhere on the screen as well. So if you're ready to meet the version of you that doesn't need a filter or an amplifier, subscribe and keep on watching in the third person. I'll see you next week.